All my life, my dad loved to race motocross. I remember as a little kid, we'd all go out to the motocross track and watch my dad race. He would always take first in his class of riders. After the races, we would go over to the announcer's building and get all of my father's trophies. I wanted to be just like him. So when I walked into my garage on my birthday and saw my new dirt bike, I jumped right on it and took off down the street. That bitter cold chill of March air felt strangely warm on that day. After that, when my dad would go out to the races, instead of watching him by my mom on the side of the track, I was watching him from behind the starting gate because my races were always right after his. We'd still walk to collect our day's winnings together, only now I'd be receiving more trophies than he did. After a while, racing was more of a burden than fun. I would see my dad for only a few minutes a day. The only time I even got to see him was when he came home early from work and barely made it to dinner. Even though we still spent some weekends racing motocross, they became more and more sparse. And since that was the only time I was able to spend with my dad, we grew apart as well. We hardly ever had conversation, and when we did, it was small talk. Pretty soon, we stopped motocross altogether. The dirt bike sat in the back of the garage collecting dust, only to be stirred by the wind blowing in from outside when my dad would leave early in the morning and return late at night. Sometimes he would look at me like I was somebody completely different. Sometimes I would do the same to him. Sometimes I felt like he didn't quite understand me. I have changed in the time since my father and I were best friends, and when he sees it, he says I'm different. But I say, who says being different isn't normal?